Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Nigel Oxley and this is What to Watch. Quick wristwatch check before we get going today. I am wearing the Tudor Black Bay chronograph, but it's actually a different Tudor we're here to talk about today, and that's the Black Bay Steel and Gold. Now, when I first decided I wanted to buy myself a luxury watch, I saw this watch in an advert with David Beckham wearing it and decided that that was the watch that I was going to go out and buy. So I phoned numerous Tudor authorised dealers, and unfortunately at the time, little known to me because the watch had just been released, nobody had one in, and all the ones on the second-hand market were selling for considerably above retail price. So I actually ended up buying myself a Rolex Oyster Perpetual instead. Now, when I told this story to my wife, she decided that she would then buy one for me for my 40th birthday, and hence the reason why I have it in for review today. Before we go any further, I just want to thank everybody that's subscribed to the channel so far. We passed 100 subscribers a couple of weeks ago, and I would really appreciate it if everybody watching this video could just give me a quick subscribe. It'll only take a couple of seconds. Now, the reason I've chosen to review this watch right now is because we're coming to the end of the summer here in the UK. And I don't really wear this watch a lot during the summer, but as the night starts to draw in and the temperature starts to drop, I do find myself wearing this watch more and more. Anyway, that's enough of my face for now. You've not come to see me, you've come to see the watch. As per normal, the watch will be scored out of 9 categories, all adding up to a maximum of 100 points. Firstly, its dimensions and comfort. The watch measures 41mm across and 14.2mm tall. This is on the larger side of watches I would wear for my 6¼ inch wrist. Size up for me, it weighs in at a massive 170 grams, but I have to say, even with the size of it and the heft, it wears very well. The side profile of the watch is very slab-sided, but this seems to suit my wrists as they are on the flat side at the top where the watch sits. I'll give this a 7 out of 10 due to its slightly large and flat case shape. Category 2 is case, bezel and crystal. This is also worth 10 points. The case is stainless steel with a mixture of satin or brushed and polished surfaces. The bezel is a yellow gold with a coin edge finish and a matte black aluminium insert. The crystal is a great piece of domed sapphire. 200 meters of water resistance is also more than adequate for a bimetal watch, which I don't imagine anyone will be doing any serious diving in. My score for this, 8 out of 10. Category 3 is dial and hands. The dial is a domed matte black dial with gold surrounds to all 3 hands and the applied indices. I love how Tudor have gone for a cream colour for the hands and hour markings, as it just suits the vintage look of the watch more than white would. A solid 7 out of 10. We move on to the next category, category 4, bracelet and clasp. The bracelet starts off at 22mm and tapers down to 18. The only real difference between this and the bracelet on the other Black Bay models is that the centre links also have this amazing gold tone on them. However, this is where my issue with the bracelet comes in. When you're removing the clasp with this bracelet, the bottom of the shield-shaped clasp does rub on the bracelet, which isn't overly noticeable on the steel models, but is very obvious on this steel and gold version. So it loses a mark or 2 here, 6 out of 10. Category 5 is movement. The first thing you notice about this movement is how smooth it is. The first time I handled the watch and went to set it, it felt so smooth that I worried the crown wasn't winding the movement. That fear quickly went away, of course, after a number of winds and the second hand started sweeping around. The movement is the in-house MT5612, which has a 70-hour power reserve, a date function and is COSC certified. I give this movement a 7 out of 10. Value for money is category 6. It's currently for sale here in the UK for £4,300. However, as there is no waiting list for these models anymore and they can be found easily on most high streets, the second-hand price for these is no longer inflated and you can actually pick them up for as little as £3,000. Even at full retail, I think this is good value. I can't think of another steel and gold dive watch with an in-house movement for this money. 9 out of 10. Category 7 is design. What I love about the design of this watch is how different it is to the steel and gold Submariner. I'm not saying the Submariner is a bad watch. I actually own a stainless steel one myself. The design of the Black Bay is just very different. Whereas the Submariner has a glossy face, ceramic bezel and polished gold tones throughout, the Black Bay has a much stealthier matte dial, aluminium bezel and satin gold details, meaning it is far less in your face. In fact, I would go as far as to say I don't think I would wear a high polished gold watch. I'd be conscious of it all the time, but with the Black Bay it goes under the radar. I think it's a very classy design, and for that it gets an 8 out of 10. Category 8 is worth 15 points. It's brand and heritage. Tudor keep going from strength to strength, and with every new launch, which they filter in through the year, I like them more and more. I have already gone through a brief history of Tudor in my review of the Black Bay chronograph, and in my opinion, that hasn't changed. The score stays at 12 out of 15. And the last category is grin factor. How does this watch make me feel? Does it put a big smile on my face? The answer to that, believe it or not, is seasonal. I very rarely reach for this watch during the summer months, but there is something about this time of year when I'm wearing a jumper and my leather jacket that just makes me want to wear this every day. Like an extra layer to keep you warm in our very dark, very miserable winters here in the north of the UK. Another 12 out of 15. So, the final score for the Black Bay Steel and Gold, 76 out of 100. Let's see where that puts it on the What to Watch leaderboard. Not bad at all. Pretty much where you'd expect it to be, just underneath the Black Bay chronograph that I reviewed on the channel a couple of weeks ago. Okay, so just want to tell you all about a new mini-series that I've got coming up soon. What I'm going to do is put together an entire watch collection and then give it away for free on the channel. So please make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss any of that coming up. Okay, that's it for me today. Remember, if you're ever struggling for what to watch, just keep an eye out for another one of my videos. See you next time.